Chapter 12. The chapter begins mentioning that there has been many videos about UFOs, and it just mentions that there has been sightings, and when people see strange things in the sky or anywhere, they begin recording video, and it just mentions sightings and recordings from the International Space Station, the 2004 Mexican UFO fleet that was recorded by an air patrol, and videos of UFOs from Turkey, and the White Sands crash, and other videos out there. And it just goes over some videos published on YouTube. Like, for example, there's one YouTube video called Possible UFO over Buxton, Maine, USA. And there was a guy, James, and he was in his bedroom, and he saw out of the corner of his eye some strange light in the sky. And he didn't know that the winds were blowing southwest, and this light, he saw like two lights, and the wind was blowing southwest, and these lights were heading east. And that eliminated Chinese lanterns, because Chinese lanterns are a common explanation for UFOs. Like, a lot of people say, I saw like a strange light, and people debunk it by saying, they were probably Chinese lanterns. They're used to dismiss UFO sightings. And that these lights were described as like they were like switched on. And they basically describe it as like a string of lights. And it's mentioned that James did not report this to MUFON or NUFORC, which are UFO organizations. And the author of the book tried to contact James, and they agreed to meet after the holidays of December 2016. But James didn't get back to him. So, and there was another video, and it's titled Cumberland. No, it's titled Case 77585. Cumberland County, Maine, July 4, 2016. And it was on July 4th, and there's a lot of lights in the sky on July 4th. So that you see something on this. If you see something strange in the sky, like a light in July 4th, that's not gonna be very believable, because a lot of people are gonna say it's fireworks. But anyway, there was a family, and they were just like, they were at home, just enjoying themselves, and a woman noticed like a light in the sky as she passed the window, and it was just out of place. And the family did went to move on, and they described it as an object with bright lights high in the sky. And they did mention that it was maybe like a large drone from the military. And because it was recorded on video, they kind of like slow it down frame by frame. And the object was spinning, and then it disappeared. And the object was stationary, and it hovered for several minutes. And it had red and green lights in the middle and 3 bright white lights on the top. And it began spinning, and then it disappeared. Then there was another sighting, and this is on YouTube, and it's called UFO Triangle, Coastal Maine. And Tyler Pendleton saw something at 9 p.m. He saw a group of strange lights that were grouped together in the sky, and they were in triangle formation. And he didn't hear any sounds coming from them. He took out his cell phone and recorded what he saw. And he called local airports to ask if they had anything in record that was flying in formation. And they said that they didn't. And this encounter went on social media, and WCSA Channel 6 mentioned that the director of the Astronomy Center at the University of Maine said that there could be any number of explanations. But like weather, and the author said, I don't think that's like weather, that you couldn't confuse those lights with weather phenomenon. The next video is a YouTube video, and it's called Shocking UFO Eyewitness Account, Widow Pitlock, Maine. And there's this guy, Michael Merchant, and he's a native of Maine and a biologist. And he's made appearances on cable television, on the Discovery Channel. And there was a show called 10 Million Bigfoot Bounty. And he also has a YouTube channel called Snow Walker Prime, where he posts Bigfoot related content. And it's mostly entertainment, but there's some seriousness to it. And he also posts UFO sightings and other creatures. And one night he went out to the woods to do a survey of wildlife, and he was with another woman, and they set up camp in a gravel pit, and they were sky watching for some time, and they saw like airplanes, shooting stars, meteors, and all that stuff. And then Michael noticed like an odd meteor and it was pretty large, like a ball of flames, and it was going on slow motion. And then they observed the light change directions, and it began to follow an airplane. Even though the light made no sound, they could hear the airplane. And then they flashed their flashlight in the direction of the object, and the object it increased its speed, and then it left the area. Later that night, they described that they felt that something was patrolling the edge of the gravel pit all night long when they were not looking. And when they went up to look what was happening, like it stopped.